Friends, to tell you honestly, UCEED is simpler than NID questions. However, it is more difficult to get into the college because of less number of seats and more number seats and more number of participants. Please look into some of my presentation and you will be more than convinced to come and join me. Let's see. Examination pattern, total marks 300. Aptitude part 240 marks. They give 2.5 hours to solve these 68 questions. The division of 68 questions are NAT, that is numerical ability type or test, 18 questions of 4 numbers each and no negative markings for that. Second types are MSQ, multi-select questions. 18 into 4 and negative mark, yes, one each. Third type, MCQ, multi-choice question or multiple choice question. There will be 32 questions, 3 marks each. Negative marks will be minus 0.71. Then comes my portion of today's discussion, drawing. 60 marks, 1 question of memory. I call it as fictitious situation drawing. Not exactly memory. You might not have been in each situation. So you have to visualize the question and present yourself. Right, friends? Present your sketch. So, friends, let us go into a little deeper understanding of this. Firstly, let me tell you how they present their question paper. They will first give you this 2.5 hours question. Those are the aptitude questions. That is 68 questions to be solved. After having submitted this in 2.5 hours, they open up the question of drawing for you. And they give you only 30 minutes for solving this question. Right, friends? So let us get on with understanding this 60 marks. Because I tell you, all of you can score good marks out of 240 marks, but only few can score good marks out of these 60 marks. And that's where the catch is. That's where you score being on the top. So good students will come and score good marks in 240, but smart students will also score good marks out of 60, and they only come into the top ranks. And you know how the top rank is important because there are very limited seats. Okay, friends. Topic for preparation, according to me, human figures, portrait, face expression, etc. Then sciography, object with material depiction. I'll tell you as I go into detail as to how this sciography really work for you. Imaginary scene, all types of perspective, practical, practice visualization and depiction. That is also one of my preparation point of view. Human figures, you all know how to really work out portrait, face expression, do a lot of practice through stick figures. Now let me show you the stick figure. I hope most of you understand it. Still, stick figure are these small figures which you do draw it as key sketches or do use them in the key sketches. Here is one for this lady here, and here is a couple of them for the mother and the child here. So such type of practice plus the face and face expression. You may say there is no direct question of portrait making or face expression. Yes, there is no direct, but the matter is who score more? The one who has got better depiction, proportionate depiction of the human figure. Then why sciography? The science of light, shade, and shadow. There may be two types of answer. One is just the sketch, the other is with good sciography. That is light, shade, and shadow. And that's where I think the one who has done the light, shade, and shadow along with the sketch will score better marks. Remember one thing, only line sketch will not fetch 100% marks or good marks on the higher side. So let us practice sciography to great extent. Now, as far as the scene creation, that is the third point that I mentioned. Let us first of all read some of those previous year question, try to see how much we need to practice taking help of the previous year question. One of the question that appeared very initially, as I told you that the drawing part has been introduced in UCEED very recently, although it was existing in SEED examination for quite some time. So Professor XY was checking the maths paper and she got a call from her husband complaining that she forgot her diet lunch box and not taking care of herself and diet and eating pakoras. So he even said that she didn't read the diet book which he gave and used a paperweight and used that as a paperweight. That means the book that he gave. She convinced that she didn't have time for lunch and she was busy in checking the maths paper and have to complete her research work by 5 p.m. But her husband was not convinced and disconnected the call. She ordered tea for the fifth time and pakoras for the second time during the day. So draw the view how she would see her desk. Do not draw Professor XYXYXY. That means you are not to draw the she. Now, friends, this you might have done it many a times. I have taken a similar sketch here and just a rough sketch before presenting you this YouTube presentation. One of top archaeologists, I have changed this question here just to give you an idea as to how actually you should go in with this 1 point perspective answer. One of the top archaeologists was busy reading recent finding on his map along with one of his assistant. When his old associate, who is also his boss in present status, called him into his chamber. He had to get up and leave his table abruptly. Draw the situation from his assistant point of view. No need of showing the archaeologist boss or his chamber. Friend, if you have read both these questions, the earlier which actually appeared and this what I assess as one of the forthcoming question or similar question to the one that I showed you earlier. What happens in UC? They describe a lot of things, but they ask you only a corner to be depicted. Now, from a blank sheet to such a sketch, you need to work out quite a bit of details, and those details can be worked out in proportion when you have got this kind of graph. This is the horizon that I have taken, this one. And the line of a station, wherever they are crisscrossing, that is the vanishing point. And then the archaeologist has left the chamber. So the archaeologist is going there. His assistant is sitting opposite to the table with whom he was discussing the map earlier. So I've tried showing all the parts which he might have left as such from the assistant point of view. Now, assistant is also sitting opposite or was sitting opposite to the archaeologist. So his eye level or horizon would be around the head of the archaeologist who was earlier sitting here. That's how you visualize the sketch and do the sketch. Now, this is not a finished sketch. Let me tell you, this has been done only before this presentation. And then, of course, I wrote the name of the archaeologist, Professor Dhiman, kind of a thing. Fine. So, friend, that is how you have to practice it out quite in lot and try understanding the twist and turn in the questions also. That means you have to understand the language of asking and then simplify the sketch. Firstly, visualize it and then simplify it. I've taken quite few examples today. We will go through it. Another question that I have taken as such. You are sitting in a well ventilated drawing room. It is 9 in the morning and sunlight is streaming through the window on the east, casting shadow on the floor. A cat is resting on one of the sunlit patches. A newspaper is placed beside a cup of hot tea on a small side table. There, there are freshly watered potted plants in the room, one of the floor and two on the window sill with the watering jug next to it. From above description, sketch the scene from your point of view. See, side table having the newspaper, cup of tea. You are sitting, so I have here made your legs along with maybe the slipper on. The window is on the east side. We all know how to present the north. So north is here. So east will be on the right side, west on the left side. So there are two recently watered plant on the left sill of the window. So sill is this, and there is one on the floor. So here is the third plant. Here is the cat with its shadow falling on this side. This I have tried giving, and this is 9 a.m. So you have to show all the situations. So this is 9 a.m. in the morning. The shadow casted, and that is how you can have a detail. Yes, from my side, I have tried showing your position as sitting because your vanishing point or your horizon is here. When you are sitting by side of a standing person, your head would be reaching around chest of the standing person. So I have brought in a human figure which was not asked in the question. But this is where you might as well score better marks than your competitors. And I tell you in UCEED, or later on I will be talking about SEED also, not today, in one of my later presentation. Friends, these things will matter a lot. More the details you really present, whether and everything that has been explained. Okay, very well ventilated, but I still kept um, an air conditioner here. So that is how you could go ahead with your, and of course, make the ambience. Right, friends? So this is how you could present your case. As I told you right in the beginning, I am talking about how all to prepare the most expected question. Now, expected questions are fictitious drawings. How much fictitious drawing you can make or really visualize. So I've taken one more question out of my demonstrations that I give to my students. A family is visiting a zoo and is standing in front of a cage in which there are three tigers are kept together. The tigers are not liking people visiting them, so they are trying to show their anger. While two of them are showing their anger, the third one is only staring at them. Draw a view from that tiger's point of view. Who? The one who is staring. So these are two tigers who are showing their anger towards the family. The cage, very roughly sketched here, and the family visiting. Now you cannot just confine yourself to one family. You should have more human figure, maybe vaguely done, but remember the vanishing point is here. The vanishing point is here because tiger height while sitting would be around here. Not do not take this because this tiger may be standing, maybe sitting when is staring. So standing tiger may be coming around here. People going to a distance will be seen with recessing their height because the vanishing point is below their head. Technically, try to observe the composition, and that is what will matter in UCEED. Just drawing a family and maybe a couple of tigers here won't suffice. You should make the viewer understand the whole scene from the tiger's point of view without speaking about it. Another scene. A group of scientists is working on early life of dinosaurs when one of them escaped from its cage and broke open into the laboratory. Now, thinking it's a fictitious situation, thinking that these scientists have already developed the dinosaurs, one of them has already broke open the cage and has broke open the laboratory also. A panic got created and all of them ran to save their life. One of attendant of the dinosaur ran to control the animal. Create a scene as to how the attendant would have seen when he entered the lab. Do not draw the attendant, but you have to draw the scientist, the broken glass of the lab, and people running, the scientists running away. Look at the scientist, lot of curly long hair along with thick specs. Most of them have got specs because they are old scientists, and most of them are middle aged to old age people. Now, telling you something interesting about these two sketches that I have presented to you. Um, the first one, earlier one, was 1 point. This is also 1 point perspective. This is also 1 point perspective. But this one is a 2 point perspective, and I call my trick or method as diamond minus. This I shall, of course, be teaching to my student, diamond plus, diamond minus, in my class. And now, friends, let me present you my upcoming courses. You must have understood as to how much details we in Creative Edge will be giving to you during your UCEED examination preparation. So we are launching a short but a smart course. UCEED 11 days advanced master classes. Starting date is 9th January 22. Price is only 1999. That is 1999. What we give to you 35 plus hours of live classes. Recorded lectures are available to you till your examination so that you can revise, you can redraw the things. Even these live classes include the preparation of aptitude. Friends, although I have talked to you only about the classes of creative ability because that's where I think you can make a difference in your result. However, my classes of UCEED 11 days advanced master classes do offer you a very comprehensive coverage of aptitude. 2 mock tests with video solutions and e-study material. All that just for 1999. Before I really say a bye-bye to you, my suggestion, do not forget to subscribe my channel, and if you have liked it, give a thumbs up to my this presentation. Thank you very much for being with me. Let me see some of your questions before we end up the Aniket Singhal asking very important question. Sir, if we complete all three sections of aptitude, I believe, in 2 hours, then can we get 1 hour for drawing? No, Aniket. This is one of the commonest. You only get half an hour. You should spend enough time for rechecking your answers because there stand risk of negative marking in MSQ and MCQ. Yes, it means that we will get white page for drawing after 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Yes. And you get the question after 2.5 hours. Not only that, that you can still think about the question of drawing. He has answered also to the Rory. Is there any cutoff for part B? There is no cutoff for part B. Like overall, your score and rank matters in UCEED. Sir, is practicing previous year's questions enough for UCEED? No, friend. That's why I purposely brought in these couple of my sketches that you should start visualizing a lot. My preparation suggestion is that you visualize, you practice a lot on human figure, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective, all perspective drawings for that matter. And friends, do practice a lot of question. We also give you a lot of question in form of mock test, etc. Do we have solve material for usage? I think you should only take question and start solving them. We will help you in skill development. What should be your daily practice? It depends more on your perception ability and your previous practice of drawing. Drawing do not crop up in a day's time. So smartly you divide your time in aptitude and drawing. If you are weak at drawing, you need to spend more time with drawing. And if you're good at aptitude, you can smartly do it as a revision. How can you draw good line in 30 minutes time? You start practicing from today. I will be giving you some lesson and tricks of drawing good lines in my this course of 11 days. And have good shadows also. So light shade shadow is also important. As I showed you one of the sketch for that, 9 a.m. the cat sitting in the sunlight. Any other question? Let me know, friends. You can subscribe my channel and do give your question. I will try to answer all good and technical question immediately. May not be all that technical, but worth answering. I don't mind giving my time for that also. One thing for sure, I am going to remove any confusion from anybody's mind as far as you see drawing part is concerned, and my friends, my colleagues will take care of your aptitude questions and aptitude part as well. I think we are done for today. I wish you all the best. You can register yourself with us right now for the course that is starting on 9th January. See you then, friends. I may be talking about seat questions separately. So for now, bye bye and all the best to all of you. Thank you very much.